Welcome to Woodshop 101, where everything is made up and the points don't matter. Now meet the yin and yang of woodworking and the lady that keeps them in line, Jeremy, Drew, and Sam.
Welcome to episode 82. Tonight we're going to talk about inspiring and influencing others. We are joined tonight by Jay Bates of Jay's Customs Creations. What's going on, Jay?
Oh, a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Pretty sure you said that last week.
Yeah, absolutely.
I feel like
He's import and export.
We've been talking for a while. You know, and we've been like talking for a full week straight here.
Yeah.
So
We're friends. We're good friends.
yeah. What about you, Drew? What's going on with you? You having a good night?
Oh, yeah, it's going great.
I mean, I'm concerned with your well-being, Drew. So I really want you to understand that.
I appreciate that. Not a lot of people care about me anymore. But I can always count on you, Jeremy.
Yeah, you can. You can always count on me to make fun of you.
Yeah. Jay, on the other hand, I'm still warming up to Jay, so.
Yeah, I'm the weird one.
Yeah, it's moral support. Like, if nobody can tell you straight, then we can't be friends if I can't tell you how it is.
Well, you can tell me how it is. I just may not listen.
Yeah, selective hearing.
What's any different? That's I live with that with my wife and kids every day. In fact, just last night, so every night for like the last 2 years, my son, like when we tuck him in bed, he's like, "Okay, Dad, where are you gonna be?" We're like, "All right, we're gonna be downstairs on the couch watching some TV." He's like, "Okay, then where are you gonna be?" "All right, then we're going to bed." He's like, "Okay." So last night, like, he asked me, he's watching TV, and he asked me, "Where are you going to be, Dad?" I was like, "We're going to be on the couch, and we're going to bed." Okay, so I walk out of his room, start going down the stairs, and he's like, hey, Dad. I was like, "What?" He was like, "Where are you going to be?" You literally just asked me that. Literally just asked me that. He was like, I don't remember." Awesome. You were too busy watching TV, not even caring what I had to say. So
That's because he's got the TV in front of him.
Exactly, and he's 6 years old. So, all right, well, let's get straight into the topic here. This is something that's kind of been sitting on my mind a lot lately, and it's inspiration and influence. Like, how do we inspire people, and how do we influence people? I will. So really where I'm going with this is, between your woodworking or your everyday life, or do you do anything specific that you go into it knowing, hey, this is what I'm going to do to try to inspire people to be better people, live better lives, create better projects, or get out in the shop? Do you do anything specific that kind of leads into those directions? Either one of you can jump in and go first.
I would say a large chunk of my life is woodworking, so it's hard to not do something it's hard to do something that's not woodworking related. But if I could impact somebody else's life, it's probably going to be due to woodworking, because that's the largest part of my life. So anytime I have friends or family over that doesn't have a woodworking background, doesn't do any woodworking, I try to incorporate stuff that's like super easy, but also has a good reward factor to it. Like, so introducing somebody to the lathe, or introducing somebody to cutting something with hand tools, or using a hand plane, something that has that quick win, that quick reward. That can really pull somebody in, because woodworking in its own right is very rewarding. Anybody who does woodworking, being able to make something with your own hands rather than buying it, it is very, very rewarding. You get a sense of satisfaction, a sense of accomplishment, and being able to kind of get that snowball rolling in somebody else's life is very cool. And I think that's like the greatest area in my life that I have the opportunity to impact somebody's life. So in a more localized environment, getting a hands-on quick win with somebody is really cool. But outside of that, YouTube videos, everything on YouTube can be seen as inspiration. If you're not familiar with something and somebody else does it, it's instructional on one hand, but if it just gets you all pumped up, ready to go do something, then that's a form of inspiration in its own right. So, yeah, there's lots of ways to do it, and those I guess are my main two.
Okay. Would you say that the video woodworkers, especially like the event that you're putting on in June, is inspirational? Do you think going into that, like, hey, we're going to have a large group of people here and we're all going to be inspiring each other?
Well, I hope so. The event is a Video Woodworkers event. I forget the exact name of it. It's being put on by mainly Ted Alexander and I think Nick Ferry. And yeah, it's something that the audience can come and be a part of rather than just like a meet and greet. Hey, how you doing? Good to meet you. This is great. Blah, 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 which is fine in its own right. Don't get me wrong there. But being able to have like a hands-on experience with somebody, helping somebody do something that they otherwise didn't know how to do, that's awesome. And to have access to the whole general public, that's even great. It's even better. It's kind of like taking kids to a basketball game, and kids are, if this particular kid is somewhat more athletic, then it kind of ignites that spire for him or her to pursue athletics in their youth. So absolutely. And just getting out there and being hands-on with people. Absolutely. Hopefully it'll be inspirational.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think it really will, for the pure fact of even doing like meetups. And so coming from Atlanta, back at the beginning of April, just leaving that event alone after just meeting all the different content creators and just talking shop, leaving that, you're inspired. You're just like, oh man, I'm just around this group of people that are all like-minded, roughly the same goals, and you just want to get back out there, like you said, going to that basketball game. You want to get out into your shop and start making, because you're so inspired by the group of people around you that are doing awesome work and all of the things that they're doing. So I think this event in June will far exceed that expectation. So, what about you, Drew? You got anything specific? Drew? Did we lose him?
Sorry, my mic was getting kind of fritzy there. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we got you.
All right. One of the things that I've done in the past with some of the projects that I've made custom orders for individuals that don't necessarily have a background, but they really want to kind of get out there and try something. I've tried to bring them to the shop before the delivery and let them get involved in the finishing process of that project. Now, obviously, I haven't been able to do this on my videos, but there was a time that I made a project from almost start to finish, and I invited the client over to my shop to see the actual progress, but I kind of gave him a surprise with, you guys can put your own mark on this project, so it can feel more like something that you have helped create versus just paying flat out for it. And I taught them how to apply finish and how to sand between coats and get it all the way to where it was cured and ready to go. And they seemed to be a lot more inspired to want to try a little more DIY style kind of projects just by doing that. And having the interaction between them, anytime that even at work, anytime that I'm with somebody and I'm trying to instruct, I always want to make it as upbeat and as instructional as possible, just mainly because I don't like to tell people this is what you do and you're just going to do it this way just because. A lot of the learning process that I do is I like to know why I'm doing it the way I'm doing it, not just this is why you're doing, or excuse me, this is how you're doing it, just that. And it tends to ignite people's desire to want to learn more, is if they can find out why they're doing things a certain way. And it kind of inspires them to reach outside the box and try it a little bit different way. And I've had more people comment on my videos thanking me for the explanations that I throw into my videos versus just saying, this is what I'm doing. So like whenever I was an X-ray student, I always found inspiration from the technologists that actually took the time and sat down with me and explained not only what this image looks like and why it is a good image, but how I obtain this image, or how you would obtain a different way to get this image. And it made me wonder, how good this person really was. And whenever they could sit there and prove it to me, not only in words but also in actions, it inspired me to want to be a better technologist. So it's all in how you approach people and how you can get them involved in such ways that probably normal instruction wouldn't always give.
Yeah.
So,
absolutely. Yeah. I'm going to kind of go like how I try to inspire people. Whether it happens or not, I put my best effort forward, and that's going into something positive. Always trying to maintain that positivity and having that bigger picture outlook on things. Maybe taking that step back and trying to think things through, think 2 or 3 steps ahead. That way you're there to field questions or to problem solve. So when somebody else has that problem, they can come to you and ask. I can very vividly think back growing up through my probably all the way up through my young 20s, being, I don't want to say very hot-headed, but very quick to react. Things that were necessarily maybe uncontrollable, always getting upset about it, getting mad about it, or getting really happy about something and trying to move forward on it maybe a little too fast and not thinking things through. And now, that I'm into my early 30s, and I don't really know when that point in my life was, like, that it just dawned on me that you need to slow down. Like, small things don't matter. Let the small things roll off your back. The things that you can influence, the things that you can inspire, that's where you put your effort. And I've really noticed, like, if you're not positive about something, if you're not enjoying, especially in the field of work that we do, if you're instructing, you're giving content to somebody, if you're not positive and enjoy the things that you do, you can't act it. This is no faking it till you make it moment, because you won't ever make it. If you're not positive in it and enjoying it, people are going to know. They're going to read it. Whether you try to fake it or not, they're going to read the real actions. So you can negatively inspire somebody. You could be detrimental to their growth. You not knowing the point of saying, hey, I want to drop it, I want to move on because there's no passion left in that, or I'm getting negative about something, so I just need to let it go. Not knowing that point could be detrimental to somebody else's growth as a person and as a woodworker. So that's how I try to go about just about every day now. I sit back, I think, and I think necessarily before I react now. You get in a wreck, and you think back, well, you know what? Here's a good example. I had my truck, all the chrome on my truck painted a little over a year ago. And I noticed last week that the paint is peeling off the chrome. And it really made me mad. The body shop, I paid this body shop a lot of money to do it, and they were supposed to do it right, and it made me really mad. I waited 2 days before I even contacted that body shop in Texas because I was so mad at that moment that I didn't want to react to a situation and cause further damage, versus thinking back and being, hey, like, how can we solve this without conflict? How can we make things work for both of us? So going into it with that positive mindset and being able to think think a few steps ahead and how things are going to change, I hope that inspires people to do a little bit better. And as long as I continue to do that, I fully believe that people are going to want to be positive and take that moment to think about things before they react. And especially through YouTube, it's there is no conversation. You're delivering something. You're hoping that you're getting everything, and it could be as simple. You have somebody sick, your wife, your spouse, somebody's sick, and so your mind's not fully there. By not being fully there in that present moment, it's going to show in your YouTube video. It's going to inspire somebody to either move away from your channel, move away from woodworking, or it's going to inspire somebody to do better. So you have to really look at your actions and how it's going to happen. So,
yeah, and I've had somebody point out to me, they said that I had lost a little bit of my spark in some of my videos. They were like, just your energy's kind of gone downhill. What's up? And I was like, well, crap. if he notices, I'm sure a lot of other people notice. So that positivity is very, very, very noticeable to people that really pay attention to you.
Yeah. And I think we talked about it last week a little bit with Jay, and about how he's changed over the course of his career, and very hand tool. I don't want to say hand tool heavy, but it enjoys a lot more of the hand tools and stuff. I can remember back to when he would say that hand cut dovetails was not for him, and now here he is cutting hand cut dovetails all the time.
Yeah, it's a progression. It's more of a peaceful thing, and tools are noisy.
But it's finding what you enjoy, and by you enjoying it and showing, that's inspiring people to be like, okay, well, hey, Jay said that this wasn't for him. He never wanted to do it, but now I see him. He's clearly enjoying it. He's clearly has a passion for it. So let me try it. Let me see if I get the same feeling and the same outcome from it. So,
yeah, don't be afraid to try new things. It's you never know what you'll stumble upon.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Jay inspired me to spend a whole lot of money and get a new hand plane. Thanks, Jay.
Which one did you get?
Tony Rouleau's.
Oh, nice. Oh, man, that's so nice, isn't it?
Yeah, I want to say, man, I think I got into the one that comes out. Not this next run he's doing, the next one after that. I think maybe it's at the end of the year or first of next year. I don't really remember. But.
Okay, yeah. Man, it's so nice. He's a great dude. I met him in person, and then the quality, the craftsmanship. I used it today, as a matter of fact. I'm sitting right next to it. It's just a phenomenal tool.
Are you over there caressing it right now?
I'm drooling a little bit, but you guys can't see that.
So, see, look, the inspiration comes in many forms. Just don't tell my wife. I don't want to be dead. But all right. Well, do you either one of you have anything else to say on that topic?
I think I covered it.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, Drew, if you want to give the content. Yeah, go ahead, Jay.
I was going to say also, don't be afraid to be inspired by unlikely sources. Try new things, or look at new media, or just try new stuff. You may yourself be inspired by something you otherwise previously didn't think you would have been.
I will attest to that with the metalworking with my brother. So yeah, it makes me want to do a little bit more metalworking. So yeah, all right. Well, want to thank the audience for donating any questions or kickback that help inspire these episodes. So if you guys have any more that you want to throw our way, please be sure and send us an email. For those of you that want to contact Jay, you can head over to his website, which is jayscustomcreations.com. He has a contact section there, just as long as you are very nice when you leave him a comment. He will get back to you. You can also contact Jeremy and myself at countrysideworkshop.com and rhwoodshop.com. You can visit our contact sections there. If you have any questions or kickback that you want to throw our way individually, you can also check back at the Woodshop 101 podcast, because we tend to bring those questions and kickback over to the show. And you'll have some different perspectives from some of the other guest hosts that we have. If you want to leave us any kickback for the show, you can send us an email at kickback@woodshop101podcast.com. And if you want to hear your voice on air, you can go to the voicemail phone number that you can contact at any phone number or landline that you have, which is 409-234-3959. And that pretty much wraps it up. So, yeah, Jay, we want to thank you for coming back on with us again, man. Seems like we just got done talking to you.
Oh, yeah, time flies.
Yeah. Well, just don't be a stranger.
Absolutely. Appreciate the invite.
All right, so from Jeremy, Jay, and myself, we want to wish you guys well. Please be safe in your shops, and we will talk to you on the next episode. So 1, 2, 3.
Boom.
Boom.